Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yup. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? I did a video earlier. I know you were sitting there like you guys probably were like, what? That's not Chris. Wait a minute. Usually, if he has a topic to talk about, he'll elaborate on it. Or if he got an article to do, he will read it to us first and then start talking about it. So that video that I did, that was a slip up on my part. But anyway, we're talking about the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 is 18 years old. Do you remember when you were 18? Okay. So yeah, 2005 was the year the Xbox 360 made its debut. Listen to this. What's up, Tech for Gamers? It says the Xbox 360 is already 18 years old, but it's still great. And it says game changer for Microsoft and industry. Xbox 360 was Microsoft's second gaming console. It came out in November 2005 and is already 18 years old. The console allowed Microsoft to become a major player in the gaming industry through Xbox Live and first-party titles like Gears of War and, of course, Halo. Says here, the year was 2005. What an exciting time for the industry. With the promise of HD gaming, Microsoft debuted its Xbox 360, which was meant to compete with the upcoming PlayStation 3 from Sony. We still remember the legendary console like it was yesterday. However, times have flown by incredibly fast, and the console is already 18 years old this month. Why it matters? The introduction of the console gave Microsoft a significant advantage over its competitor, Sony. While the PS2 was ahead and shouldered above its rivals, the Xbox 360 bridged the gap through strategic advantage. Then it says, with a head start over the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360 offers a new age of gaming for fans around the world in 2005. The console marked a new age of third-party support for Microsoft. While IPs like Final Fantasy had not been on the original Xbox, true, which launched 4 years earlier, games like Final Fantasy 13 were released for the console. It says this was a massive moment for the Xbox brand. Sony was also quick to let its lead slip with the initial launch of the PlayStation 3 cell processor. It says here, which came with notorious difficult architecture to program for and a much bigger price. It says Microsoft capitalized on these weaknesses, pushed the Xbox 360 as mainstream console to buy. It was also ahead of the PlayStation 3 in terms of online features, with Xbox Live often being associated with the earliest days of online gaming on consoles. Well, there was the X-band modem, but that's a different argument for a different day. It says here, in terms of exclusive, Microsoft first-party games were at their best this generation. The revered Halo 3 launched just 2 years into the generation. Then it says, while it lost its momentum in the later years, the Xbox 360 sold over 84 million units. As of today, it is still Microsoft's best-selling console. It says, however, it came with a few downsides. The original models were infamous for hardware failure, and the company focus clearly shifted away from gaming during the later years of its life cycle. As add-ons like Kinetic became more popular, Microsoft lost its desire to compete with PlayStation, which was the main factor behind its success in 2005. And then it says, I was still playing the PS2 when the console was launched. However, it was breathtaking to see games like Halo 3, Gears of War with lifelike visual at the time. And it says, if you want to take a trip down memory lane on the console 18th birthday, the system is still worth revisiting today. While Microsoft is shutting down the Xbox 360 store next year, there's plenty of time to return to it. And that is it. So the Xbox 360 turned 18. Do you remember when you were 18? Or have you turned 18 yet? But other than that, Microsoft had a good run with the 360. Even though they had some, they had one hiccup, you know, but they fixed it and they kept moving. So they had success with it, and they had a lot of good games on it. And a lot of the games had they were like series. Of course, you had the Madden series that came out on a yearly basis, and then you had the FIFA. Then you have your virtual tennis and your PGA golf and all that. But then you had, you had Ubisoft with their games. You had Konami. You had Capcom. You had, even Squaresoft put games on the Xbox 360. They had some Final Fantasies. They had a Final Fantasy Online for the 360 too. Which had about 3 to 4 expansions. So the Xbox 360 is a great system, and it had a HD DVD player. The PlayStation 3 was using the Cell processor, and it was using Blu-ray, but the Cell processor was kind of hard to program for. But Naughty Dog had to help the developers with that situation. But anyway, the 360 had a lot of good games, and a lot of those games comes with DLCs. They really come with DLCs and expansions. So whenever you buy a game on the 360, you have to buy the expansion or the DLC for it. The Xbox 360 store, the Xbox 360 store is being closed in July 29th, I think, 2024. So you got 8 months to get all those DLCs for those for those games. If you're a big fan of Call of Duty, get those DLCs. Like games like World at War, when you play zombies, level 1 through 10, the zombies are just testing your skills, your wits, and your intelligence. But after level 10, all bets are off. The zombies, they don't like you, they can't stand you, and they're coming for you. So yeah, and of course there's the ammo box that always plays tricks with you. So yeah. That game's addictive. So Call of Duty have some DLCs. Then there's a Battlefield. They have DLCs. Then they have or expansions. And then you have games from Capcom. Whether it's Street Fighters or Resident Evil. They have DLCs. So yeah, gotta get them. If you're a big fan of the Assassin's Creed, they have the DLCs for those games. One thing about the 360 was the user interface. It was real. The user interface of the 360 is really nice, And the controller, some people rank it as one of the best controllers. Me, I tend to argue because I think the Wii U Pro controller is up there when it comes to controllers. So yeah. But the Xbox 360 controller, yeah. The Xbox 360 has a HD DVD player. Yeah. I thought Microsoft should have made an update for the 360 where you can connect a USB Blu-ray drive to it and play Blu-ray movies on the 360. But that's just me. But the Xbox 360 it's a really good console, man. Plenty of games to play, man. If you're and the thing is, even though the store is being closed on July in July 2024, or on the 29th, you want to get those DLCs for the games that you have. So when the store closes, you already got them, because once they're gone, they're gone. Now some of those games that's on the 360. Some of those games on the 360, they went over to the Xbox One. to get even more updates, like the Halo series that was on the 360. That became the Halo games that was on the 360. That became the Master Chief Collection for the Xbox One. So yeah, the Gears of War, series, you can find those games. I mean, even if you love playing on the 360, get the DLC for them. But if you want to still continue to play them, the Xbox One is backwards compatible with some 360 games, so you can transfer those games to the Xbox One. So yeah, and get the extra content, yeah, because the Xbox One is more powerful than the 360. So yeah, so and I think the Xbox One X, that's the one you want to go for when it comes to Xbox One games, so you can play games in 4K and all that, and get the extra content. But other than that, man, the 360 era was pretty good, and there was a lot of that was around the Lord of the Ring era. Yeah, that was when MMORPGs took off, and yeah, the 360 was right there to benefit from that era. So, and even the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 3 is pretty good. It's a really good system. A lot of people like that system too, and then there's people that like the 360. So PS3, 360, they're both good. But this article is about the 360. It's 18 years old, so yeah. Plenty of games to play on there. Some DLC, some expansions that you got to purchase, to make the game a complete game. So yeah. But other than that, man, there are plenty of games to play. Plenty. From the Dragon Balls. I mean, there's I think 5 one for the Kinect, but there's Dragon Ball Z Burst Limits, Raging Blast 1, Raging Blast 2. I think there's Ultimate Tekkaichi for the 360, and Xenoverse. You have Street Fighter 4. There's 4 different Street Fighter 4s. You got King of Fighters. I think you got some Guilty Gears on the 360. You got Tekken. I think you got Tekken Tag, Tekken 6. I think you got Soul Calibur, Soul Calibur 4, Soul Calibur 5. You have Virtual Fighter. You have a whole bunch of games. You got your Resident Evils. You got your Splinter Cells. You got your Metal Gears. You got your Castlevanias. You got your Raymans. You got a whole bunch of games to play on the 360. So yeah, but the user face is very, very user friendly and very easy to use. So if you're a big fan of the 360, and since the store is being closed in 2024, July 2024, 29th, somewhere around there. Now is the time to get those updates and those DLCs and all those expansions for those games, and then get them before the store closes. And because once the store closed, it's closed, So yeah. But then there are some games that are on the 360 now that you can play on the Xbox One, Yeah. If there's the Capcom has the Lost Planet series. I mean, there's a lot of games to be played on the 360. Some of those games you can play on the Xbox One because of the backwards compatibility list, Yeah, and you can get extra updates for those. For instance, like the Dragon Dogmas, those are on the Xbox One. The Lost Planet, I don't think that made it over to the Xbox One yet, So, but you can get them on the 360 and the PS3 and play them. The PlayStation 3, 360, they're both good, man, because you have an HD DVD player to watch your movies with the 360. Because you got to get the 360 and then the HD DVD player with the remote. But then you got to get a PlayStation 3. It has a Blu-ray drive that lets you play Blu-ray and DVD movies. So you're getting the best of both worlds. And yeah, they both have games. So if you got both systems, the 360 and the PS3, yeah, start buying your games now. There's plenty of games to get, You know, if you don't feel like getting the Xbox One and PS4 right now, and you just have a 360 and a PS3, you focus on getting getting the games that you need to get, and get all those DLCs for them. You know, so yeah. But other than that, man, the 360 is really good. The PlayStation 3 is good, and they have their advantage and disadvantage. You know, so yeah, the PlayStation 3 has free online play with free online play, but the 360 you need Xbox Live. But they're both good. They're both good, man. And there's plenty of games for both those systems to play. You know, so when it comes down to the those consoles, man, me personally, I would suggest never, when it comes to the 360 and PS3, never take sides, because they're just both that good, man. They're just both that good. So yeah, and they both have good games to offer. But the 360s, yeah, it has plenty of games to play, plenty. Yeah, but some of those games are on the Xbox Ones, which transfer over to the Series X, so they're still getting updates. Like for instance, like the Gears series, the Halo series, you can play them on Xbox One, but now we're in the Xbox Series X and X, Series S and X era. Those games transfer over, so they're still getting updates. So yeah, and those Call of Duties that you played on the 360, you can play them on the Xbox One. But then again, you can also play them on the Series X and S. So yeah, because of the backwards compatibility that Microsoft has. So yeah, but yeah, the Xbox 360, pretty good console, man. Pretty good. You know, plenty of games to play, man. Yeah, I mean, PS3, 360, they had their up and down moments. You know, so, but they're both good consoles to get. In my opinion, they're both good. So yeah, I would say get both if you can afford it. But the 360, man, yeah. And plus, there's mods that you can run on the 360, and yeah, and then go on from there. So they're both good. They're both good consoles, man. Really good. Yeah. Other than that, man, those two consoles, the PS3 and the 360, when you look at them, they both have a lot of the games that they have has a series to it. There's like 4 different games to that series, 4 or 5 different games to a series. So they're both good to have, man. They're both good to have, yeah. Because you have an HD DVD player with the 360, that's one. But then you have a Blu-ray player with the PlayStation 3, so you got the best of both worlds, man. So yeah, that's the benefits of both. So, yeah, and plenty of games to play, man. So if you still got time to get some games before they start closing these stores for, you got 8 months with the 360 between now and the end of July to get some games for the 360. But then the PlayStation 3 now, we don't know when Sony's gonna flip the switch on that one and say, okay, they're gonna start closing the store. So you got plenty of times to get games for both those consoles, and yeah, shop till you're broke. But yeah, get busy, man, because you got 8 months with the 360. But the 360 is really good, though. It's really good, really good. And yeah, plenty of games to play, man. You know, you got Ace Comp, you got flight sims to play, adventure, survival horror, espionage, military shooters if you're into that. You know, yeah, sports games, racing games. You know, 2D games. Yeah, plenty of games to play. Oh yeah, and of course there's Shadow Complex on the 360. Oh yeah. Plenty of games to play, dude. So you got 8 months to get a bunch of them, man. Yeah, they're really the 360 is worth it, you know. It's worth it. Yeah, still good to play. You know, still good to play to this day. But some of those games on the 360 though can be played on the Xbox One because of backwards compatibility. Right, but then that transferred to the Xbox One, but then it transferred to the Series X and S. yeah, to collect more updates. Yeah, so. But other than that, 360 is good, man. A real good console. Yeah. Even though the article talks about PS3 and the PlayStation 3, they're both good. They're both good, man. So yeah. Each console has games to offer. Yeah. I'm sure you guys got plenty of games to play. Got plenty of I'm sure you guys got games that you like. So yeah. But other than that, man, they're both good. Let me know what games you like on the PS3 and the 360. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Dark Side. Peace.